Welcome to the Real Life Weight Loss Podcast, where we cut through the confusion and get down to the truth about what really works for real people when it comes to losing weight, having incredible health, and a body that you love. We believe that losing weight is really about gaining life, doing things you never thought you could, having renewed confidence, and enjoying your body more than ever. I'm your host, Corey Little. Now let's get to it. Hello to all of you incredible, amazing people. My goodness, welcome back. This is episode number 302, I think. Sometimes I lose track. I think it's 302, and today you're going to get a little treat. I'm going to explain a totally new way to look at losing weight. I think this could be just a really freeing, eye-opening message for a lot of people. And actually, I say it's a treat because it's what you're going to hear is a snippet from one of the coaching calls that I did inside my Inner Circle coaching group. So we have 2 coaching calls every week, and they're scheduled at all different times because we have people, wonderful, amazing people in that group from literally all over the world in a bunch of different time zones, and they work a bunch of different schedules. And so I do my absolute best to try to accommodate everyone and give everyone a chance to jump on a call. But usually there's at least one call every week where I might do a little additional teaching. It's almost like a little short podcast episode, if you will, but I'll jump on the call and we start with a little bit of teaching based off of something that I've been seeing or hearing in the group, or just a message that I think would be really helpful. And so oftentimes we'll start off one coaching call like that, and then we get into all the coaching and the Q&A and discussing things and digging into all that. I'm telling all of you, it's incredible. If you're not in there, you're missing out. You're missing out. If you like the podcast, you will love the Inner Circle coaching group. But anyways, you're going to get a little snippet today of a teaching that I did recently on one of the coaching calls, to kick off one of the coaching calls. And like I said, I'll explain kind of a totally no way. No, it's not a no way. It's a totally new way to look at losing weight. And it's really about an invitation. Now that may sound really weird. It may sound odd, but trust me, it'll make sense. And then I'll also explain what I call the recipe of your life. And I think this is something that you'll probably really connect with. So please trust me. You want to hang around for this. I think it can be super helpful for you. But before we get into that, I just wanted to read a couple of things that were posted in the group. I'm not going to share the people's names who posted it because I haven't asked them. But when you begin to view losing weight and the whole weight loss process in a totally new way, and you begin to take a totally new approach, and you begin to embrace new and different things in your life, this is the kind of stuff that can happen. So this first person posted, they said, a few things that I've accomplished I'd just like to share. My memory has improved like I'm 10 years younger. I've gone off my blood pressure pills and my blood pressure is holding steady at normal. My clothes are looser. My arthritis has lessened and my acid reflux is so much less. I have energy every day and I feel great. Corey, you're right. The scales don't always tell the whole story. Now, I can't remember how much weight this person's lost. I think they've lost some, maybe not a ton, maybe not, they're at the point of their reaching their weight loss goal. But I mean, guys, gals, did you hear all of that? Did you hear? I've gone off my blood pressure pills. No more blood pressure medication. My clothes are looser. My arthritis has lessened. My acid reflux is much less. I have energy every day and I feel great. Like that is amazing. That is life gained. You cannot put a price tag on those things. And then here's someone totally, and by the way, that person who's accomplished that, they've been incredibly busy, zigzagging and moving from an older house to a newer house, like quite some distance away. And so a lot of traveling, a lot of busyness in their life, and they've still been able to accomplish all of this. It's incredible. The next person posted, and we knew when they joined the group, they shared with us that they had what's called severe hepatic steatosis, I don't know how to pronounce it, but basically fatty liver disease. And they said, I just had my thyroid and liver ultrasounds today. I haven't met with my doctor yet, but I looked back at my previous scans for comparison. In 2020, my scan had me listed as severe hepatic steatosis. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyways, in 2020, this person had severe hepatic steatosis. And their scan specifically said more than 66% fat. So this is a severe case of fatty liver. And then they said the results for today showed mild hepatic steatosis, which is between 5 and 33% fat. So their fatty liver disease came from a point of being severe, which is damaging to the liver and can cause other sorts of issues, from severe down to mild, from 66% fat or more down to somewhere between 5 and 33% fat. Unbelievable. Incredible. That's life-changing. The other thing they mentioned, they said my ALT on my blood work, this is a liver enzyme. My ALT on my blood work has gone from 54 to 37. They said 32 or less is normal, so they're very close to that normal range. And they said, to me, this is just more data to show that I'm doing what I need to be doing and I am where I need to be. I'm so thankful to all of you and to the support and encouragement to everyone in this amazing group. So, my friends, I'm telling you, when you take a new approach, when you embrace a new way to look at losing weight, this is the kind of stuff that happens. When you seek to serve your body and to practice some incredible self-care and you dig into the mental side of all of this, this is the kind of stuff that happens. You not only lose weight, but you gain incredible life. Okay, now, without further ado, let's roll the audio for the little snippet of that coaching call right now. Let's talk about a new way to look at weight loss, a new way to think of and look at losing weight. So here's the thing. Most of us, even though we may not realize it, we see weight loss as a problem we need to fix. Or we see our body and our weight as a problem we need to fix, right? Okay, I've got something I don't like, I've got a problem, and I want to fix it. I would love for you to stop that. What? Stop that. Stop that. Sound like a parent, don't I? I would love for you to stop that. I would love for you to stop seeing your body or your weight or weight issues, however you would like to phrase that. I would love for you to stop seeing it as a problem to solve and to shift your brain and to start seeing it as an invitation to something different. Now, that may be like, ooh, that sounds nice. Or you may be like, Corey, I don't have, what are you talking about, dude? I can't even follow you here. So hang with me, okay? Stop seeing your body and your weight issues as a problem to solve and begin seeing it as an invitation to something different. You have two invitations before you, whether you realize it or not. The first invitation is to stay where you are and to keep doing what you've been doing, or to keep trying the same old thing over and over again, or to keep repeating the same old patterns over and over again. Again, just to stay where you are, even if it's through a lot of rigmarole and whatever, to stay where you are. That's your first invitation. The second invitation is an invitation to begin creating a new life and new habits. And here's the thing. When you do that, you're not even pursuing weight loss necessarily, but you're creating a new life and new habits and new thought processes and new mental patterns. And as you do that, your body will follow. Your body will change. It has no choice. Your body will go where your brain and your habits and your life take it. Your body is the result of all of those things. It is not the cause of all of those things. I did an episode about this on the podcast. We did a lot of talking about this here in the group a while back. Let me say that again. So many times we believe that our body and the way we look and our weight is the reason, it's the cause for our life being a certain way and us being unhappy or discouraged or whatever, right? Us having the lot in life that we have. And I'm telling you that's backwards. Our body follows all that other stuff. Our body is the result of our life, not the cause of our life. And if you can get that, the more you can embrace that, it is, it's mind-blowing, and it will shift your brain and change your life. So the second invitation you have is to begin creating a new life and new habits and a new mindset and new thought patterns, and your body will follow. Your body will change, and it will follow all that stuff because it doesn't have a choice. It doesn't have a choice. Okay, now here we go. Let's keep going through this. I want to give you some very specific things. I would love for you to stop seeing where you currently are or how you currently are as this horrible, embarrassing problem. I'm so ashamed. I've got nothing but love for all of you. And if you've been struggling with this a long time, I feel you, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But I'm giving you an invitation right now to step out of that, discouragement, to step out of that shame, to step out of feeling like a failure. Step out of that. Stop seeing where and how you are as some horrible, embarrassing, shameful problem, and start seeing it as the result. It's just the result of the recipe of my life. When I look back at my life over the past 10, 15, 20, 30 years, And we take everything that happened or didn't happen and everything I did or didn't do, and we put it in a pot and we stir it up. That brings me to where I am right now. It's that simple. Everything in your life, hear me, please, please, please. Everything in your life has led to where you are right now. How you were raised, your childhood experiences, your genetics, whether you played sports or not as an adolescent, maybe whether you were injured playing sports, whether you kept playing sports as an adult, your personal experiences working out or exerting yourself. Did you exert yourself and run a mile in PE and when you were in high school and the coach made fun of you because you tripped and fell, or everybody laughed at you because your face turned really red? Or maybe you worked out and exerted yourself and maybe you felt really good about that. And so then you exercise more and more and more. And then somehow along the way, you got this idea that exercising gave you the right to eat whatever you wanted. I'm just making things up here, but all of these impact it, right? Your personal experiences with working out or exerting yourself. Another factor, what your friends consistently said to you and impressed upon you through your adolescence, through your early adult life, and on and through your life. What you began to believe about yourself along the way, based off what your parents said, based off what your friends said, based off what your teacher said, based off what you allowed to dominate your brain before you even realized that you had control of that stuff. The negative emotions that you had and how you learned to process them or not process them. Maybe you just have buried them down underneath a bunch of food for so long that that's how you deal with emotions. With all of these things, my friends, I'm not saying any of these to shame anyone, not at all. I'm saying these to help you have a better insight into the recipe of your life that led you to where you are now. Other factors, there's so many more. Your positive and negative experiences with your body through the years. Traumatic events. Maybe it was a divorce. Maybe it was your parents' divorce. Maybe it was a divorce that you experienced personally. Maybe there was a death in your family, a death of a loved one, maybe extreme sickness, tremendous long-term sickness and illness. Maybe it was you that was sick and that was ill. Maybe it was someone else. Traumatic events, they scar you emotionally and mentally, and they can lead to this incredibly complex interaction with you and food and this whole process of losing weight. Financial situations and financial stress, that certainly plays into things as well. What you through the years, again, looking through your life, what you prioritized, even if you didn't realize that you prioritized it. And then also what you shoved to the side. And basically, whether you realize it or not, told yourself, this isn't as important because I'm prioritizing these other things. That impacts you. What you used to eat and what you eat now. That's all part of the recipe of your life. How you talk to yourself. So many of us, before they start listening to my podcast, or you're in this group, or maybe you listen to some other podcast, or you read some book, or whatever. So many of us don't even realize that there's this mental chatter going on almost nonstop, and we aren't consciously brewing that up. It's just stuff ping, 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 ping flying through our head, and that's our bully in our brain talking to us, and we have to take control of that. But think about it: if it's run rampant for years, maybe decades, well, there's some damage control to do. There's some stuff that we need to clean up there, but it's going to have an impact on us. Other things that played into your recipe of life and impact where you are now. What you think you should look like. Oh, that's a huge one for a lot of people. Not how we want our health to be. That's a factor for a lot of people. But what really gets so many of us, men, but especially you ladies, is what we think we should look like, what media feeds us, what social media feeds us, what our friends look like, or what they're posting online, or what some man said. My wife has been on coaching calls. She's been on the podcast, and she shared this. One guy in high school said to her something about she had nice legs because they didn't have cellulite like all the other girls. One guy made one comment in high school, and that was seared into her brain. I cannot get cellulite on my thighs. One man, one comment. I'm not trying to make men evil. It could be a woman saying something to another woman. It's anything. But all of these things impact how we think we should look, and that is part of the recipe of our life. And then lastly, let's not just ignore the medical stuff. Maybe what doctors have said to you. You go in and you weigh, and they're like, "Hey, your BMI is 177." I'm just kidding. BMIs are like in the 20s and 30s, right? But your BMI is off the charts. Like you've got to get this under control, right? And like I love that you guys know doctors have an incredibly hard job. I always say it, and I love doctors, and I'm so thankful for doctors. But sometimes doctors don't realize the weight their words carry. If you are a person whose parents' words carried a lot of weight for you, then there's a good chance any authority figure's words are going to carry a lot of weight for you. And you go sit in a doctor's office and you already feel ashamed and embarrassed about your weight, and you were dreading going in, and then you wait, and then they come out and they flip their freaking, chart over, and they're like, "Oh, your BMI is 1 million and you need to lose weight or you're going to be diabetic and have heart disease and die." It's like, "Oh, gee, thanks, doc. I didn't know that." Like, I don't see myself in the mirror every day. Again, not hating on doctors, but this stuff plays into our brain. So if all these things I just mentioned and a ton of other things I couldn't even think about, if you put all this into a big bowl and you stir it up and you let it cook for 5 years, 10 years, 20 or 30 or 40 or more years, you let it cook and you simmer, then you know what you've got? What you've got? You know what you have? You. That's what you have. That is the recipe for you. And here's the thing. It's okay. It's okay. And that's why I say, I think I said it last week, but in case I didn't, let me say it now. One of the oh, come on, Corey. One of the essential ingredients for you to be successful with your body and your life and in this process is acceptance. And acceptance doesn't mean, "Oh, well, I'll just be this way forever." No, acceptance means I know where I am. I'm aware of it. And you know what? All of these things in life for the past 20 or 30 or 40 years brought me here, and that's okay. I am where I am, and have full awareness and acceptance of it. And I'm done beating myself up, and I'm done with all that negativity and trying to force myself to look like some freaking Instagram model who's 15 or 20 years younger than me and doesn't have kids and doesn't have a job and they just work out 7 days a week. I'm done with that crap. I'm finished with it. But you know what? Just because I'm done with that doesn't mean that I'm done with me. It doesn't mean that I'm finished with my self-care. Matter of fact, right now, I feel like it's the first time I'm actually starting some true self-care because I'm not just chasing something else. I'm finally accepting myself, and I have hope and belief in what my future can be. So, my friends, do you want to stay where you are? You can. There's nobody. I'm not going to judge you. Or do you want to change? Not do you want to lose weight? Do you want to change? It's not a problem to solve so that you can get back to your life. It is the beginning of a new life that leads to a new you. It's not how can I lose this weight, but how can I build new habits and a new lifestyle that serves me and is truly self-care? How can I build new habits and a new lifestyle that helps me, that leads to an amazing, fulfilling life that I really want? Not just a different number on the scale, but it leads to true life gained. That's the invitation I hope all of you will take. Because the other stuff, we kind of know what it leads to, right? Okay, my friends, I hope that was helpful. I hope you'll share it with someone, like I always say, and the 2 or 3 of you will discuss it. I also hope you'll take advantage of some of the really awesome free stuff that I have for all of you incredible people. You can scroll down to the show notes. You can snag 2 free lessons from my Live Life Lose Fat program. There's also a free menopause download for any of you incredible ladies who are getting close to or you're in that time of life. And then you can always go to my website, CoreyLittleCoaching.com, and there's a bunch of free stuff there as well. But again, it's probably simplest just to scroll down to the show notes. I hope you'll take advantage of those things. And I hope that you always remember and you never forget that there's so much more to you than a number. So don't let the scales dominate your day or dictate your headspace or just completely jerk your emotions around. No. There's more to you than that. And here's the thing. I want you to lose weight. I love helping people lose weight. Losing weight's amazing, but losing weight is really all about gaining life and living the life that you've always wanted. And that's what I love helping people do. And here's the thing, even if you struggled, and even if you feel like just a huge failure, like, oh, I can't do this, I've never been able to do it, I've always fallen off the wagon. Even if you feel that way, it's okay. You keep coming back. I'll keep working on you, and we will get you there, my friend, okay? Okay, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.